Let's get back to our conversation on what has happened in the past 2 years. We have just about 5 more minutes on the show. The federal government has now inaugurated a 10-member committee led by the SGF to enforce local government autonomy. Do you anticipate any resistance from state governors?
First of all, let me first of all start by saying that it is really commendable on the part of the president and the AGF for instituting the action with respect to the local government autonomy, because this has been the outcry of Nigerians over the years. And successive administrations who have always made this demand for local government autonomy. And for us to achieve a true democracy, we must have local government autonomy. And we've also seen in the past how governors have shut it down, made sure that it does not fly through the National Assembly. But one way or the other, the Supreme Court, in its wisdom, decided on a very cerebral matter, which has given local governments a clear-cut autonomy, and which is something when the judgment came up, we were happy about. And we said it's a landmark achievement of the Tinubu's administration, because there are a lot of things the local government autonomy was meant to solve in the country. But what became a pain to some of us and became challenging to us is saying that the presidency is now deciding to meet with governor to suspend the implementation of a Supreme Court judgment. We must say clearly that Supreme Court judgments are not suggestions. Supreme Court judgments are orders of court, and those orders must be obeyed immediately. You cannot, when the Supreme Court says with immediate effect, we cannot give time frame for the implementation of the judgment. The judgment is that stop sending these monies to the state governors. You pay directly to the local government to give that financial autonomy to the local government. But this continuous setting up of committee to review Supreme Court judgment, the question I keep asking is the executive, is the presidency now staying the judgment of the Supreme Court? It is quite unfortunate that we are seeing this happen. And I want to call on the president, because we have known him to be a Democrat, and we are happy with the move he has made. That most of the issues that we saw in recent times would have been avoided if we have a local government autonomy. Because the subsidy that was removed, monies are being paid to the governors, but when the protest held in this state, a lot of us focused on the presidency, because the monies, we believe, is not trickling down to the local government. If there's a clear-cut local government autonomy at the local government level, believe you me, a lot of persons would not, because from the local government, you see that works will start happening. And not this jamboree we see politicians do, appoint their friends, appoint their cronies as caretaker committee members. The Supreme Court has given a judgment, and we know the president is a Democrat. The president, as a Democrat, should as well obey the judgment of the Supreme Court. So, because tomorrow, we would have a repetition of a situation where people would start accusing the president to say the president does not obey court orders.
It sounds like you're saying there is no need for this 13-man committee that has been instituted.
Absolutely.
Are you saying it is as simple as paying allocation directly to local government administrators?
The modalities could be worked out within 2 weeks, and would have our country back. Would have a proper democracy, and how democracy should work in the country. We cannot have a situation where, let me tell you this, the governors have held back the local governments across this country. The governors are very powerful, made themselves very powerful, because they control these local government funds. If the local governments can operate independent of the governors, I believe you me, we would have a better country. Because let me tell you, there are some persons.
Are you also paying attention to
administrators?
Yes. Are you paying attention to the current political dynamics that tend to make local government chairmen obligated to state governors? How can their independence be strengthened to ensure implementation in this regard?
Let me say this. Once you have an independent, if you want to have an independent local government that is actually not under the control of the governors like we have seen, in democracy, it was naturally created in such a way that the local government will actually operate independently, not depending on the largesse from the state government. And if we have a system, if you look at the local government across the country, you would agree with me that the local government chairmen are not doing anything. They are not working as they are supposed to work. In short, we focus more on the state government and the federal government without giving recourse to the local government, because
All right.
the local government chairman seem to be only obligated to the governors. And the president must look into this. The president must solve this particular problem, because it's a serious issue. Tomorrow, these same governors he is speaking with, he's actually going into these interactions with, will be the same one to accuse him to say he does not actually obey court orders. So it is very important that the president looks into this and get this sorted out as much as possible.
We have completely run out of time. This is a developing story. We're going to touch on it subsequently. Nwala is a lawyer and Pan-Africanist. Thank you for talking to us on the program this evening.
Thank you for having me, and God bless you.
And that's our conversation on Beyond 100 Days today. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Do have a lovely weekend. I'll be back at the top of the hour with top stories. Stay with us.